Good morning. This is Billy Joe with Moon Goddess 114433. This morning I'm bringing you a pick a card reading. This is more for towards the weekend, just kind of like a little snapshot of where you and your counterpart are. So I need to get this disclaimer out of the way first. This is general. There are thousands of people who watch these videos. Sometimes some videos only, a few hundred watch, and some videos several thousands watch. Just take what resonates and throw out the rest. Do not force it to fit. If it doesn't fit, don't take it. It's just not meant for you, and that's okay. I do read intuitively. I don't always read what the card means. Sometimes if I feel led that way, I will say what the card means and represents. Sometimes I don't. And sometimes I read reversals and sometimes I don't. It's just whatever I'm led to do. Sometimes I read through the cards quickly. Sometimes I take my time. It's whatever I'm led to do. If you're not following with what I'm reading, maybe I'm not the reader for you, and that's okay. You can just, there's several readers out there, and I hope you can find someone that can help you. And if I'm not the reader for you, I send you so much love and light, and I wish you peace for your journey. Now for this pick a card reading, we have two different decks here. And I'm going to look into you and your counterpart's relationship and what's going on. Whether you're in union or not in union is not really going to be in factor here. I'm not going to look into whether you're in separation or not. Because in my belief, separation in the third dimension is an illusion. And the reason why is because in the spiritual realm, in 5D, we are all in union. And the hardest part is learning to look past the 3D illusion. I do understand it's hard to look past that when in physical reality and what the world we live in and we see every day, yes, we want to physically touch our counterpart. We long to see that person, to be with that person, and we think about them all the time. And that's part of it, because you share the same soul. You then telepathy kicks in, and you have this divine connection, and it's really beautiful, and it's hard at the same time. But I do consider, like me and my twin, I do consider us in union. There is no one for me but him, and that's just how I view it. So that's how I read. I do also want to remind you that I always enjoy feedback. If you've ever got recommendations for pick a card readings, I'm always open to your feedback. I will not do pick a card readings for negativity, such as why is he cheating? Why is he lying? No. I have done a couple pick a cards on karmics, but I prefer not to do that. If you won't need a reading on a karmic situation, if you find yourself in a twin flame relationship and your counterpart is in a karmic relationship, which is, I understand, very difficult, but if that is a situation and you need a reading for that, I do have detailed description in the description box, details that you can get a personal reading. So moving on, we have the After Tarot and then the Beginnings Tarot. You can choose whichever one you feel drawn to, and I'm going to begin with the After Tarot. I usually do all the shuffling beforehand, but I thought, you know, why not? Okay, for your counterpart. Now, whether you are the divine masculine or the divine feminine, just take it as it resonates. I read as the feminine, so I read everything as I'm reading for a feminine. So just reverse it if you are the masculine. So your divine counterpart has went through a transformation, because this is the death card. They have the death card does not mean they've literally died or they've experienced a death in their family or close relations or anything else like that. But they have transformed. You see the sun coming out in the background. They have transcended from old behavior patterns, from old thought patterns. They don't see things like other people do. This person has taken, you see these spilt cups? So usually this represents someone who's so busy looking at the past heartbreak that they're not paying attention to the cups that's offered to them. But next to the death card, what I'm getting is they've transcended their past pains. As you see this person in this water, it's like they're not even paying attention to them. All these dark clouds are behind them. They've transcended and moved past this heartbreak and this pain. They don't even think about it. Yeah, they're shrouded in black. Because what I'm getting is this person is just like, it's like what I'm getting is they're no longer going to let that get to them. You know, all this blackness from the past, they're moving forward out of that. They'd rather be with someone. Now, this is usually a card that represents being left out in the cold. This is the Five of Pentacles. But you see this, what I'm getting is you have this couple here. What they want is someone who's going to face any obstacle with them, that can overcome any obstacle with them. Instead of being left out in the cold alone, they want someone that's going to face all obstacles with them. Someone that can be victorious at any cost with the Five of Swords. I mean, look, this single person beat 2 opponents. Now, that's not always an honorable win, but hey, look at them. They're like, yep, I kicked some ass. They want their Queen of Cups. This is someone who, and what I'm getting spirits tell me is they've transformed from this old behavior pattern into someone who is nurturing and caring and loving and loyal. All the attributes of a Queen of Cups. There's someone who's going to love you no matter what. That's the type of personality characteristics that they have grown into. Okay. Next, I'm going to pull for the viewer. Now, this may be vice versa. You know, these first cards could have been you, and it could be your counterpart. You can take it whichever way it resonates. So I have the Seven of Cups. So this is someone who has daydreamed and thought about what they want. They have thought about things they've went through in the past, whether it's things that they've missed out on. They wish things were different. They thought about things that they wish they could have had that they didn't get a chance to have, or just didn't get the chance to do. Things that they wish, things they're daydreaming about. Sometimes, for some of you, this is a person who has many options. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles represents a woman who is independent. She can make it on her own. She doesn't need anybody. She doesn't have to have a counterpart. You know, she can do it on her own. If she has a counterpart, it's because she wants that person. It's because she loves that person. You see this house in the background? She did that. You see these vines? She tends her own garden. You see these coins? Them are her coins, baby. Page of Pentacles. So, usually the Page of Pentacles is someone who's, you know, they're kind of younger. They have a younger mentality. Very playful. What I'm getting from this, though, is this person is very charitable. Very giving in the 3D and earthly realm. They realize that their possessions really, they're just material things. And they're very giving to others. And you have the Justice card. This person is someone who is this is an amazing person. And everything that they give to others, what I'm hearing is everything they give out gets turned back to them tenfold. So when they do something for someone else, if they bless someone, they get blessed right back. But 10 times that. So it never hurts. It's like they're never empty, because even though they can give everything they have away and not have a penny, and turn around and Source provides everything they need, because they do it from their heart. This is the Akashic Tarot. I'm going to pull a card to see, just one card, to see where the counterpart, what's going on in the physical 3D realm for the counterpart. Kind of what's going on right now. What are they facing? Oops. So we have birth. Of course, this just goes with their transformation. Views of ego. They are facing their ego as we speak. Wow. You know, that's... Take it easy on whoever... If this isn't you, if this is your counterpart, take it easy on them, because they are going through an ego death. They are facing their ego. Now for you, or your counterpart, this is for the second person. We have winged messengers. Okay. So, this is messages. This is, I usually get that, this one, because the spilt cup and everything. I usually get that this is missed, that they're missed, and that something has happened and went wrong. But with this, I'm actually getting with this energy that you send your counterpart messages, whether it's through telepathic. There's different ways. Some of you send it telepathically, some send through letters. And some actually get to have physical conversations. But since we're not showing any people here, I think for the majority of you, you do it telepathically or through text or email or letters. But you send a lot of messages. You're very communicative. And you have Edsum. So you do follow, you listen to spirit, you listen to your spirit guides. You do listen to source. Okay. Sorry, I was just listening. My dreams of Gaia. Y'all know that know me and watch me regularly know this is my favorite deck. It shuffles so nicely. So, for your counterpart, in regards to you, what is in their mind space? So we have the Four of Air. And we have the Crone. Let me see if there's any more. I'm hearing in my head, witchy woman. An Ace of Air. 9 of Fire. One last one. 2 of Air. There's a lot, Spirit. Set those. Woo. Okay. Okay, this is someone who just kind of follows a day by day, not really a routine, but their day doesn't really change. It's just like, for some of you, your counterpart is structured, very organized, likes things organized, likes things, I'm seeing they like things in a particular certain spot. And if it's moved, they know it's been touched. Okay. They might have some Virgo in their chart. Okay. I'm just picking. Okay. For some of you, this person is very logical minded, but they're getting an awakening because you got third eye coming down from source, lightening them up, and it's like making all this strategic minded stuff go haywire. They may have been experiencing some headaches lately from getting these downloads, and their heart chakras opening up. With this time, with the clock, I'm just hearing the word multidimensional. They're starting to view in multi-dimensions, and they're probably thinking, what the fuck? So, and then there, of course, some of you that, like I said first, there's very few of you that they're going through all this and they really can't escape it because it's like, I'm just seeing it's like their day is just like the same thing, in and out, every single day. And it's like they really want to escape what they're going through, because sometimes when you go through the awakening, it can be harsh. And, it's opening their eyes. How that pertains to you is they're realizing that you are the crone. So the crone is the witchy woman, is what I'm hearing, is in my head. The crone usually represents a woman who is like middle-aged. She's went through life. She's faced her demons. She has birthed her children and raised her children. And she no longer cares what society views of her. She follows the beat of her own path. She walks her own way. She listens to nature. She listens to source. And he really likes that about her. I just keep hearing that song, Witchy Woman, in my head. And the Ace of Air, of course, that's the Ace of Swords. So they want more communication. It's like I'm hearing they can't get enough. Because it's just like this electricity is just sizzling. It's just sizzling. And then you got the 9 of Fire. So it's just like they're getting lit up. And they, you see he's holding this like rose. And it's like, and look, his sacral chakra is lit up. It's just like, you're making him feel passion. He's ignited. And the 2 of Air. This is the balance card. This is the duality. This is the counterpart. This is the mirror image. This is, for me, represents when you take the soul and you split it in half. They're recognizing that you are the soul counterpart. So in their headspace, what they think of you, what they recognize, they may see you as a witchy woman or warlock, take it however it resonates, or witchy man or whatever. But they want to communicate with you more because you are like, you light them up. You make them sizzle, but they also recognize you as a divine counterpart, as part of their soul. If they don't understand the terms twin flame, then they do understand the term soulmate. Now for how you view them, or vice versa, just however you resonate. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at the bottom of the deck. Of the Two of Cups. Y'all, this is love, y'all. This is such strong love, y'all. So, what you view of them. So we have the Perception card. What I'm getting is that this person is the one person who can see through your mask. The one person who sees you for who you are. The one person who can understand you. The one person that speaks your language. Even if you don't actually speak the same language, it's like they speak your soul language. They bring balance to you. You see them as your balance. In your heaven on earth. You have the Ace of Earth. You're like ready to get this shit on the road. You're ready to get this stuff rolling. You're like, come on now. But at the same time, it's like moving so slowly. And you just keep trying to have faith. You're holding on to that faith, that love, that connection. Because you know it's there. No matter what is going on in this physical 3D world, no wonder, you know, there's going to be days that you're doubting. There's going to be days that you're like, he really don't have anything for me. He's really not thinking about me. He really don't love me. There's like, I haven't heard from him, or we're in separation, because you're thinking of that lower vibration thought. But then you're going to kick back into it and you're like, no, I'm going to be in higher frequency. I have faith. I know this is real. I know this is my counterpart. And you just continue on with the journey. Why? Because you know this is true love. And then underneath that is the Emotions card. And then underneath that one is the Seeds Are Planted. Okay, now, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pull a Romance Angels, just to give y'all, like, some romance to it. Okay, let's see here. We have Finances and Career. Healing Family Issues. And Codependency. It came out in the reverse. Okay. So, with Finances and Career, those who listen to me often know that I don't ever listen to what these cards say, because I mean, in this card, I read intuitively, and I'm looking at the picture, and she's tending her garden. What does that have to do with finances and career? I don't know. And maybe for some of you, it resonates, finances and career. Maybe you need to look at your finances and your career. Maybe you need to build a better budget. And maybe this is causing issues in y'all coming together. Maybe money issues is a factor in this. But for the majority of you, I'm getting that you are tending your gardens. You are going within and doing your own work. And this, to me, is represented also with healing family issues. Because, look, you have this angel in this card. And you have this family here. And whether this is childhood issues, things that you or your counterpart has went through in your childhood, things you've went through, and I'm not just getting childhood or family, I'm getting you're healing things, you and your counterpart have been healing things in your past. And this to me represents kind of like peeling an onion. You heal some of it, and then you come back and you peel it off a layer, and then you come back later and you heal more of the same issue. So you're still healing from those. And then with codependency in the reverse. Okay. So when I see this card, I see someone who's longing for the other person. Okay. And it's not in a good way. Look at the expression on her face. It's like she's like pissed. Because like maybe it's one of them no call, no letter kind of days. No text, no nothing. Maybe I'm kidding that. It's in reverse, right, too. So I'm just like, for some of you, get off his Facebook. Get off of his social media. It's causing negative emotions, low vibrations. I promise you. Just quit triggering yourself. And for some of you, you have moved past doing that. And I think that's why it's in reverse. You have actually moved past doing all that. Okay, y'all. I thank you for watching. That was all for deck 1. I'm fixing to clean up and move to deck 2 now. I will be scheduling another live reading soon. Probably sometime this weekend. Probably for Saturday, tomorrow. Maybe, possibly. Could possibly. I have gotten a lot of positive feedback from those. Okay. Moving on to deck 2. Those that picked the beginner's tarot. Is a beautiful shade of purple. Well, I'm not a purple person. It is a pretty shade. Now, I'm going to repeat this. If this does not resonate with you, do not force it. It's just not intended for you. There may be parts of this message that are meant for you, and maybe not all of it. If you do not resonate with me as a reader, do know that we all resonate at different vibrations, and maybe I'm not the reader for you. it is okay to follow a different reader. I hope that you do find a reader that helps you and assists you. And I wish you much peace, love, and light on your journey. I do recommend feedback. I do enjoy feedback. I do like when I get suggestions for pick a card readings. If you ever have to email me, I do respond to emails. moongoddess114433@gmail.com. So I read as a divine feminine. I consider my counterpart as the divine masculine, even though we do carry both energies within ourselves. And therefore, as I read, I call your counterpart the divine masculine. But if you are the masculine watching, just reverse it as necessary, as it resonates to you. Do know that they are energy specific, not gender specific. There are females who walk in a divine masculine energy, and there are men who walk in the divine feminine energy. It has nothing to do with gender, has nothing to do with sexual orientation. It has everything to do with your energy. Oh, wow, okay. So first, I pull cards for your counterpart. So, your counterpart, whether this is divine masculine or the feminine, your counterpart, so this is the Ten of Swords. They have been stabbed in the back. They have suffered a lot of damage to their reputation. They have suffered, this could be represent you or your counterpart, however it resonates. They have suffered backbiting, gossiping, just a lot of damage to them, because this is a sword, so it represents communication. It represents verbal. But see, the sun always rises in the background, and 10 represents an ending. So that has ended. And you have the Six of Swords. And they're moving out of this choppy water. They're moving towards smoother water. They're looking towards the new shore. They're looking for a brighter day. They're moving in as the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. So they're going to move really slowly. You're not going to see this movement. There may be times you get frustrated because you're like, I'm not seeing anything, Billy Joe. Don't get mad at me. I can't help it. It's just their growth. They just have to go with their own pace. I mean, you look, this horse, he's not moving. He's standing there. And the knight, he wants to offer this pentacle, but his horse just refuses to move. And it's just because of, all this that he suffered. So, he's still going through, for some of them I sense that they're struggling with their own self-esteem. Because the next card is the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords, this is someone who's went into the enemy encampment. And he's stolen all the swords. And he's running out of the enemy encampment with this shit-eating grin on his face, giggling and laughing, because he's like, oh yeah, I got away. I'm running away with all the enemy swords. So this person is like, I don't know how in the hell I got this other person that I got. I don't deserve her. But hell yeah. He thinks he kind of slipped in and did something. You don't know how he did it, but he thinks he did that. And then he's got the Four of Wands. So, now look, everyone else is at the party. They're way up there in the line. He's like way down here. And he may be coming in slowly, like everyone else is already there. But it's starting to just now dawn on him. He's like, hey, it's better late than never. And the Four of Wands represents, this is like, to me, this is the twin flame card. So this person recognizes that you are their twin flame, but they may be slowly, and even if they don't use that term, they may be slow in the process of recognizing that you're a divine counterpart to them. But they're like, wait, I'm coming. I'm coming. Just let Gummy have my own pace here. Y'all can go on without me. I'm going to catch up. And this also represents, celebrations and marriage. For some of you, there may be some of you that was like, this person was like, kind of standing on the outskirts on the other side of this altar, this awning, and it was like, I ain't going underneath there. But then now they're walking underneath, so their feet are in movement. They're walking, they're holding up this wreath above their head, like, don't you fall on my head. They're like, oh, I don't want to feel any repercussions from this. They're moving, but I'm getting this person's kind of hesitant. Even though they're moving forward, they're kind of hesitant with it. They're nervous. Now let's look at yours. And these roles might be reversed. It might be vice versa, so... Okay. So, for you watching, if the first one didn't resonate, and this is your counterpart, the second set of cards is you. So you have the King of Swords. This is someone who is highly intelligent, on top of their game. They're very good with communication, very good with expressing themselves. And then you have the Four of Cups. Now, this usually represents someone who is so busy looking at things in their past that broke their heart that they're not paying attention to this cup that's being offered to them from the divine. But what Spirit is telling me is actually like, you are like, actually, because your counterpart is moving so slowly, it's like you're sitting there, you keep on having days of like depression and sadness because you're like, is this gonna happen? Is this, I mean, is this really my counterpart? Is this really, have I missed something? Do they not have any feelings for me? They never express themselves. And there you have days that you just let that overwhelm you.